Mason, mostly Disney, sucks now. But there was one movie that was released last year that was very great. Of course, if you read the title, you know what movie I'm talking about. This movie released last year, and at the very beginning, no one watched the movie. It had one Puss in Boots: The Last Wish had one of the worst openings in DreamWorks history, which is gonna probably appear itself with Ruby Gilman. But again, unlike Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Ruby Gilman probably is gonna lose money for DreamWorks. But why was this movie so popular and so successful? Everybody in the dog and cats wanted to see this movie. And today we'll talk about what made Puss in Boots: The Last Wish so great. And we'll be talking about the villains. Villains can make or break a movie. You could have a very, very bad villain. For example, The Incredibles 2 and Screenslaver or Saver, whatever that character's name is, or non-existent at all. Villains in animated movies have basically been demoted to just bad or non-existent. That's because Disney set a precedent for twist villains or having no villain at all. It's very refreshing in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. We got 3 villains total. We got Death, Goldilocks is the sympathetic villain, and of course, Big Zack Horner is the pure evil, traditional Disney type villain. The fact that we have 3 villains means we could talk about every one of them. All of them are great, and all of them fit into the story pretty well. Something that Disney probably couldn't even manage to save their lives and to depend upon it. Villains, of course, what makes the story great. Death, I think, is the best villain of them all, because Death is basically supposed to be the Grim Reaper. And the whole point of his character is he's supposed to teach us to live our lives properly, and not waste them like Puss does. Puss had 9 lives, because that's a part of the fairy tale that Puss in Boots is based off of. Of course, Puss wasted all of his lives. So Death basically said, you know what? I am sick and tired of this bullshit, so I'm going to take your one and only final life. His whole point of the character is that he's supposed to finally teach Puss to value his life and value the people around him. That's the whole point of his character. Zack Horner is just basically a villain who's evil just for the sake of being evil. You don't have to give him a sympathetic backstory or anything. He's just evil because he wants to be, because he does not give a crap about anyone else. And it shows throughout the whole movie. Zack Horner does not care. He only cares about himself and his own selfish goals. That's why the Beetle, which is supposed to be Jiminy Cricket, gets so angry and finally says he's a horrible person. And then there's Goldilocks. Goldilocks is a sympathetic villain. Basically, Goldilocks wants to have a family, a real family, not the bears. And of course, the bears get upset about this. I think she's my least favorite of the 3 villains, but she's still a pretty good character, nonetheless, as well. And then we have the art style of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, where the art style is pretty good. Looks way better than the generic swap Pixar has been putting out with Turning Red and Elemental. The art style with Puss in Boots resembles movies like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and DreamWorks' earlier Bad Guys. And that's why the animation just looks so good. It looks so clean. You know, the art style looks so good. And the story is basically Puss trying to get his last wife, no longer his last wife, all of his wives back. And at the very end, he realizes because of Death that you don't need all these wives, thus to raise them again anyways, which he probably was planning on doing as well. Zack Horner, of course, selfishly wants all the magic in the world, so no one can oppose him, and Goldilocks wants a real family. All the other characters except for Zack Horner realize that basically all the goals are kind of selfish, because Goldilocks already has a family. Even though it isn't human family, it's still a family. And of course, Puss in Boots realizes that maybe only having one wife is important and he should cherish that life instead of wasting it, like he did in all of his other lives. So overall, Puss in Boots the Rascalist is a very good movie, and if you have not seen the movie, you should see it as well. Also, Polito is a pretty great character. Unlike most of the time where comic relief characters are pretty annoying, Polito actually is pretty funny and actually has some pretty good moments throughout the movie, including the panic attack scene shown in the movie caused by the wolf as well. So overall, this is a movie worth seeing and is definitely among one of DreamWorks' greatest, which is up there with the first couple of Shrek's, How to Train Your Dragon movies, and of course the Kung Fu Panda movies as well. And that's basically this video here. Goodbye.